Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Tickling Tuesday. First of all, I would like to say sorry to all of you who feel annoyed because I say yeah so often. I got a message that people turn off my sound because I say yeah. Well, in fact, I'm not a native English speaker. I live in Germany and I learned English at school and from communication with other countries. And I sometimes struggle to find the right words, and this is when I put a yeah in there. And I know about it and I try to let it out, but sometimes it's really hard for me, and I still want to do my videos in English so my international friends can understand me. I really hope not many of you feel annoyed about it, so sorry. Okay, let's get started. I don't want to bug you, but I have to tell you that Create a Smile Stamps, which is my own little company, released the first sets last Friday, and these are the sets. The right one is Friends in the Woods and the left one is Comfy. And these are the sets that are for sale now at www.createasmilestamps.com. I will leave a link in the description box of this video, so maybe you can hop over and get those stamps. They are produced in Germany from high quality photopolymer, and I'm really proud to have them. Okay, I'm starting with Comfy. This time, I showed you Friends in the Woods last time, and I'm taking some Simon Says Damn Simon Says Damn fog ink and stamp the little bathtub randomly, but repeatedly onto my onto my piece of white cardstock that is slightly smaller than my card base. And I repeat this because I want to have kind of a vintage photo look. So I take the fog, which is a very light and warm color, and I will be doing paper piecing on one of the bathtubs. So I stamped that, and then I took out my Copic markers and I used the warm grays, so it's W3 and W1, because these are the ones that are closest to the fog ink. And usually the Simon Says Damn ink does not work with Copics very well, so I try not to touch the lines too much. And then I use the W3 for the darkest shadows, the W1 for the light shadows, and then I take a colorless blender to fade it out a bit. And I did that on all the bathtubs on that card, and I only left one out because, yeah, I didn't leave it out. You can see I started, and then I realized, okay, this is the one that will be paper pieced anyway, so I left it out. And I colored them all like this vintage, no line coloring look, the entire card. I think the no line coloring is kind of hard to do, but on this, yeah, I don't know how I came up with that idea. I wanted to have the random thing, the repeat thing, and one paper piece, and I wanted the others to be very muted. So I didn't want any hard contrast with the black line. This was how I came up with the fog idea, and I really love how this turned out because it really looks like vintage. You just saw that I added some of the W3 to the darker areas again for the feet, and also, I don't know the word, where the water comes out. Okay, then I stamped that on some pattern paper from Paper Mania Happy Days, which is kind of a, yeah, they are very many rockabilly vintage patterns in there, and I took this red pink chevron, and again I added some shading to that to give it some more depth. And I used the same colors, the W3 and the W1, and then the colorless blender to fade it out. And then I cut that out, leaving out the feet and the thing where the water comes out. Because I want them to be in gold, like a little more glamorous. So I cut that out, and then I used my scissors, and you can see I did that. This will be the bathtub, and then I used a golden yellow. It's Y26 and Y21, which make a good pair if you want something to look like gold. And then so sorry. And yeah, then I realized I should have stamped this one with Memento or some other black ink. So I went in with my Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pen and followed the lines, because I really wanted this one bathtub to really pop. So I used some dimension adhesives from Scrapbook Adhesives. and then I added that to the front of that panel. It's time for the sentiment now, so I took out the set, and there is a kind of a sleepy zzz, snoring sound with Z's. So I stamped that on top of the bathtub, so like someone is sleeping in the bathtub. And then I used the Get Comfy and stamped that right next to the bathtub because I wanted to have a good balance, and I thought this would be the right placement. So the Get is very small, like 2 other sentiments in that set, but the Comfy is yeah, like a medium-sized sentiment, and they work together very well because you can slid the Comfy under the Get. So this is what I did, and this is what it will look like, but I decided to have a black frame around that panel. So I took out my Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pen again and a ruler, and then I drew some lines to finish off that panel and to give it more interest. I did that a lot when I started card making, drawing those lines, and then I left them out again, and then I started again. So sometimes I love a frame around my card, but it's not always the right decision. So I just have to, I can't explain it. It's kind of a feeling if this would match the card or not. So it did in this case, and it gives more interest to it. And then I used my big roll of adhesive again. It's from Scotch. And then I added the panel to the front of my card, and that finishes the card for today. I hope you got inspired, your mojo got tickled, and I hope you're in love with our stamps, of course. Yeah, there will be a new release next month, and I was asked if there will be German sentiments, and German sentiments will be coming out in September. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel.